Hey guys, welcome back to Intuitive Angling, and appreciate you guys coming by the channel to check out today's video. And guys, today we're going to be talking about the 5 baits I catch most of my bass in the month of May on. May is a really good time to fish. April and May are probably 2 of the best months of the year to catch bass in. And I've got 5 lures and techniques around those lures that they've been real consistent for me. I've been able to catch a lot of fish over the past 20 years on them. So I'm going to go over each one of these lures and sort of lay out the situation I like to fish them in and conditions. I think it's going to add up to some good fish for you guys. And also each one of these baits, guys, I'll put them individually in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video. If you guys would like to go and use my Tackle Warehouse link to get some of these baits I'm talking about, definitely get you some good deals on it. It's a great way to support the channel by using my link, so I really appreciate that. Okay, May is a sort of a transitional month. It's sort of like where you're getting into the post-spawn time of the year, depending upon what part of the country you're in. I mean, if you're up north or something like that, the fish are still spawning. Even if you're in the mid part of the country, some of the fish are still, bedding. So there's a lot of different stuff going on, but for the most part, throughout a large portion of the United States, with the exception of like up north, you're starting to get into the post-spawn a little bit. Hey, Elijah. Huh? You have to tone that down a little bit, okay? Okay. Elijah's over here building a project here. Probably you guys heard it in the background there. So given that, we're going to be talking about what I consider some early post-spawn techniques and the baits that I like to fish in them. So just going to go through each one of them here in today's video. Okay, the first one is a swim jig. Guys, this is the Megabass Ouzo Swimmer swim jig. Awesome swim jig. It's got a little nano-coated super sharp hook. It's got a great keeper, real fine weed guard on there that doesn't get in the way. And most importantly, it's got this fish head design that runs straight through. And I couple it up with a Zoom Z-Craw Junior trailer. And in May, I want some type of a shad pattern, because the reason a swim jig works so good in May is a lot of shad spawn in May. And this is a great way to catch bass in shallow water during the month of May. In and around sort of that shad spawn, you don't really have to be focused on the shad spawn. It works great anywhere. And where you want to fish this, guys, is just in extremely shallow water. It's like most of the time I want water visibility of like less than 2 foot, and I'm fishing whatever shallow cover is available in the lake that I have. If you got shallow grass, lily pads, awesome. That works really good in that. If you got lay down trees, if you got boat docks, if you got a stump in the water, if you got a rocky bank, if you got an overhanging tree that's got shade on it, just throw the swim jig right to the bank, keep the rod tip high, and keep it just, a couple inches under the water, just going like that through just keep it in sight, like about that far under the water. And it works best for me if you have water visibility of around 8 to 12 inches. That's the water visibility I really like for the swim jig, but it's a really good bait in the month of May. Okay, the next one is one that doesn't get fished much anymore, but I catch a lot of fish in May on it, and that's just an old school lizard. This is a Zoom 8-inch lizard, and a jig will work in May pretty good if you have heavy cover, but a lot of times after those fish spawn, they're sort of in this post-spawn funk, and they don't want like a real overwhelming bulky bait, so a lizard works really good. And I'll pitch and flip this lizard around whatever shallow cover I have on a light sinker, usually like a 3/16 sinker. And then also it works really good on a Carolina rig. Carolina rigging is really good in the month of May when those fish move out on the points. So flipping and pitching or Carolina rigging an 8-inch lizard is really good here. Another one that works really good, and it's sort of like did not work that great in April. It works good in March and May, is a larger square bill crankbait. This is the Megabass S-Crank 2.0, which was the biggest square bill that they make. And guys, after those fish spawn, if you can locate some off-colored water and basically just rocky banks, it could be rocks that big, or it could be rocks that big, whatever. But get on those, like the channel type banks, and just parallel this S-Crank square bill crankbait down those rocky banks. A lot of times what happens is after those fish spawn, they move out to the closest channel bank. And again, you want water visibility of less than 1.5 feet or so. I prefer like a foot of visibility for this. I do like the brighter color, like the blackback chartreuse is probably my favorite in May. But just burn it. Get out there on those rocky banks and make long cast parallel and just burn it with a fast stop and go retrieve. get that bait really moving fast through the water column. It creates a reaction strike. Catches a lot of good fish in May. Another bait that works great in May is a popper. This is the Megabass Pop Max. And let me give you one piece. If you can take anything away from this video, guys, find a riprap bank. Some good. If you have a lake that's got some good riprap on it, get out there. Get out there early in the morning or on a cloudy day, it doesn't really matter, and throw a popper right on the rocks on a riprap. Bass love to be on riprap super shallow in the month of May. A lot of shad will spawn on those riprap banks, and there's not a better topwater than a popper on riprap. It's sort of relegated just to riprap. But guys, I've caught so many nice fish everywhere. I've caught them from East Coast down south in my part of the country, just fishing an old school popper on riprap banks in the month of May. And finally, one of my favorite ways to catch them is a walking topwater. A walking topwater is outstanding in May if you have clear water. Two different things that you want to do on this. And guys, if you got clear water, month of May, you're going to catch some good ones on a walking topwater. This is the Megabass diamanté topwater, like a Xerospook. Absolutely love it. Two different ways that I fish it. Number one is I want to have water visibility of over 3 foot. That's the whole thing. You got to have it over 3 foot for this to work. Get out there on those secondary points and put your boat in like 15 to 25 foot of water and just fan cast the diamanté or Xerospook or whatever all over that point. And those fish that are spawning that have moved out to those secondary points, some of them will be in 2 foot of water, some of them will be in 20 foot of water, some of them will be suspended. And if you get a day that does not have a lot of wind, you know, just a calm day or just a little bit of chop, the diamanté guys will bring them out of that deep water. And I just cover as many points as I can. Obviously, a low light day is better, but I'll tell you one thing, guys. If you have a cloudy day in the month of May where the wind's not blowing and you got a clear water lake, especially a lake that's got spotted bass in it, you'll catch some good fish on a walking topwater. Sometimes throwing it out in 30 foot of water, you know, the fish will come out of a lot of different depth ranges. And then finally, guys, the walking topwater on the same type of condition, a clear water lake, get on main lake bluff banks and throw this walking topwater parallel down those main lake bluff banks. If you got water visibility, again, over 3 foot, and a lot of times, especially lake that have spotted and smallmouth bass, they hang on those bluff banks after the spawn, and a walking topwater is a great way to catch them. So anyway, guys, everything will be in the Tackle Warehouse link. The diamanté, the Megabass Pop Max, the Uzo Swimmer swim jig, the Megabass S Crank 2.0, and the Zoom Lizard, guys. I'll put all those links in the description. Know it's going to help you guys catch some good ones, so we'll talk later.